I'm back. Hold on, let me organize this place a bit. Almost fell off of my chair. Hey guys, I'm back. I look so tiny in this angle. I swear, like, guys, I know, like, I'm a bit short. Like, I'm not the tallest person if I walk into any room. Well, I don't hate my height, but like, I wish I was taller, but what can I do? What can I say, Pookie? But like, I'm not this tiny. I don't know why I look so tiny. This desk is so tall. Like I have a stool under my foot. This is a horrible angle, but I'm gonna show you guys. I have like a stair thing, like a 2-step footstool. When I'm a bit so I have to put a stool under my foot to sit down. That's how tall this desk is. Anyways, the other video that I did, the last video that I did, you guys liked. But on Instagram, I was like, should I make it into a series? And you guys were like, yes, please. And I am more than happy to make this into a series because I'm such a thinker. Like, zor bira kama. Ushtani biri liya kama. Hastakam zor kaz biri liya kato bas basi nakan. So I was like, let me just make it into a series and talk. Okay, so I wanted to talk about going back to your true nature and getting to know yourself. Getting to know yourself is not adding extra things to yourself, is not learning extra things, but it's unlearning things and it's undoing things. It's unlearning the things that have been stacked on your true self that kind of made you forget about it. Right? Because when you're born, I believe that when you're born, you kind of are born with everything that you need internally to survive and thrive. And you know it all, right? Like, not knowledge, but like, you know yourself and you're born your true self. Because I've always thought, like, you have to journal, you have to write, you have to read, you have to listen to other people, listen to grown-ups because they know better. Just in general, listen more to other people and to other things and things on the outside to get to know myself. But I genuinely believe that you are put on this earth like you're born with all of it. But like, you're put into like families and society and friends and things happen and traumas and whatever, and you kind of forget these things. Little by little, you kind of forget it, or you get distracted, or you tell yourself that that's a childish part of me, that's not my true self, right? I need to figure myself out outside of that. And this kind of happens in your teenage years. Like, you try to build yourself and to become a person by doing things or hearing things or collecting things from the outside. I've always kind of thought that my true nature and my true self and my potential and who I could be is greater than me, and it's something higher than me, and it's something that I am not right now, but I could be. But the more I see people who are themselves, they don't say, go do this and go learn from this person, or do this to get closer to yourself and to be more confident in your skin. They don't say that. They always say that there's this spark inside of you, and we all have this spark, and you kind of notice it as a child, but then you kind of forget about it. There's this spark that is true, that is your true self. And I know that getting to know yourself is not like an easy thing. It's not just waking up one day and deciding that, I'm just gonna get to know myself. Because you're not another person, you are yourself. It's not just gonna happen on a random day. You kind of, or at least this is for me, I'm talking about my own experience, where I need triggers in life. I need things to happen to me. But recently I've had some triggers, and not like, trauma triggers. I need things to happen to me or things to be said to me to trigger some part of my brain that, question things. I can't just question everything. I need to be triggered, right? But once those triggers happen, I see it as like I am on a path in life, and when a trigger happens, even if it's something small, the path becomes two. like it splits. And that's where like decision making and the mind comes through, where you have the option to ignore the trigger and to just move on and repeat the cycle and just not know about this part of yourself. Or you can take this trigger and question yourself and decide to go deeper into yourself. And I feel like that's kind of done with the brain. And I've always had this thing where like بمنالي piano with him, oh, you're so smart for your age, like زور زیرکی با تمنی خود. And that can be a blessing but also a curse. A blessing because, you know, you're smart, but it could also lead you to a path of like being such an overthinker and, you know, knowing the pattern of life, but you're a kid, so barely anything is happening to you, and you know, you kind of become frustrated. And I feel like that's how I was as a kid. Like I was aware of the patterns of life, and I was like, okay, now that I'm aware of it, you think that you know what happens in life, right? Like you've observed everyone's lives and you're like, mine is gonna be similar to them, right? But like that's where it kind of became toxic for me, because I was like, if I know how it goes, then it's not gonna happen to me, because I'm not gonna make the same mistakes as everyone else. I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna, you know, have the perfect life because I'm smart, right? The more I grow up, the more I realize I know nothing about, you know, my own life, and I don't need to know. It's not about knowing. You can never know life. And this goes into the topic of thinking about the future, which is also one of the topics that I wanted to talk about today. But I've also experienced and heard about this thing, which is crazy. دايما كبير اشتغل كمان على تيك توك and Instagram هي تبردمم, which is so weird because like, is Apple rating our minds? What is happening? But like يكسر بيل اشتغل كمان يكسر تبردسم, which is so weird. It said إيكي كبيني بشتكى تبري, like when they're going through something. قد ملأ, that could never be me. Like قد واملنا قد بواتنا برمن. Can't relate, because it will be you. And you will feel how they feel. And nazam بهموك سواها بس بمن دايموها بوك like يكي كمبينيو بشتكى تبريوا هستم بهستي أو نكردوا and تناجيشتم لي أمود باش بوا like that could never be me. من لشوني أبو ما, I would not do that. But life literally put me through that. Not like the same thing, but like it puts you through a similar situation where you will have to understand how they're feeling. Sure, like شرني لهموك سكتب جيد لهستي هموك سكتب جيد لا شو زانم لا you don't have to be like that. بس حزم لو كسانني كتناغن reaction يان زور negative, if that makes sense, right? Like if I'm going through something and you don't understand it, you don't need to be like, why are you acting like that? Why are you being dramatic? Why are you, this is weird. Like don't do that. You don't need to be like that because you don't understand me. Like when I don't understand someone, I don't say that. I say, okay, I don't understand them. I know that. I am aware. وبيزناك advice يامبمه because لانتناغم. Because هريوا هيك like كبشتك عتيه بري and هيك لو تناغو advice تاعته. It's like the worst advice, and لمش كي خط علي like advice or no تا had no زور باشترو. And I'm not like, I love listening to people and, you know, taking advice. I'm not saying that I'm not rude, I swear, but it's just sometimes like people, when they don't understand, they say such weird things where you're like, just don't say anything, just you know. Anyways, what was I talking about? So back to I forgot what I was talking about. Back to the, you know, being too smart and thinking of the future. That's one of the main topics that I wanted to talk about today. When you're too smart for your age and when you become a teenager, and best teenager because phase لجاني, I feel like همو كسكا بياتي برا مشكي برسياري زوري بدروسة بيت. You kind of say, what is this? What is life? Like, what is the point of this? You have a lot of questions, right? And in that phase, being too smart for your age, you kind of become an overthinker. Woman, I feel like I was like the overthinker. Like I overthought everything. And طبعا للانكو باشبو because like بيكنو باشا and it's a sign of like, you know, you don't go with what everyone's saying. You think for yourself and you have your own opinions, sure. But you can also become a very negative overthinker about the future. And خسترين كاتي أو فيزم, if that makes sense, was إزنكي بولي دوانزا. And I know تشنبات كردوا أو إزنكي بولي دوانزا هموش تغم لبسر هاتوا. I swear to God, everything happened to me in those 3 months. It was a crazy like season in my life where everything happened in here. Everything. But yeah, I had a phase of like, what is this? What is life? What's the point of this? And then wutuma, what's the point of life? Like why are we humans? Like what are we? Right? I've always thought of that. بس قد بوشي والنيجاتيفة بيرمينا كردتو وكو إزنا كيبوليشاش. Because chuma بيركنوية كبلم what's the future? Which is for someone who's anxious, I can be anxious, right? I can be anxious, especially for the future. Like I'm not anxious for like, I just have I get anxious for very specific things. And one of the things is thinking about the future because it's scary. It's honestly like, it can be scary, but it can also be so nice. Scary where like you never know what the future is. You can never know. It's impossible to know what is in the future. And هناك say psychics أنيك champion psychic champion بكردي واني like دهاتوا بينن, right? I don't know what they're called بكردي. I feel like نايمانية. I don't know. I feel like I don't really believe in that, right? I don't believe in like يكي داني شد دهاتو خوتي بيبلا. طبعا هي هنكس هي empatha هنكس هي زور هست بخلقك هاد لبردم يداني شيت هستي بيكا أزاني تشون كسيكي أزاني دهاتو تشيليت based on right now. كسيري تو كان استا اتوانن like بيب كانوا دهاتو تشيليت يعني جيانة شون بيت بس برام بوني like يكي دانيش لبردم تارك دهاتو ببينت. I don't believe in that because it's just not, because the future has like infinite possibilities. I just can't see a human being seeing my future clearly. I just don't believe in it. Of course it could, like I could change my mind, but right now I'm kind of like, I don't really, What was I talking about? The future? Oh yeah, you never know what the future is. And sentence قد نازانيد لدهاتو أتشي روياد نا أتواني بلاني بودانيد بس نازانيد وكو بلانكا بيانا like the control يتوانية. It's never in your control. No matter what you do, as long as you're a human, it's not in your control. بيتكنوية like زور depressed كردبهم زور ترسان أنا أترسان بس يعني إزعاجي كردبهم زور بجدي إزعاجي كردبهم and I'm a control freak. I used to be a control freak where حزكم like استتوزي باشترم like I'm learning to let go and be less attached and just let people and life and other things not make decisions for me, but I'm not as attached to the outcome of things. حزمنينا بو هيتشتك habit كنتوانم control مهبة بسرية. I feel like I didn't have control over my mind. That's why I kind of took control or tried to take control over other things on the outside. And one of the things is the future. Like it's not in your control, babe. Like give up. It's not realistic. It's not possible to know the future. And that really freaked me out. Okata. Because I was like, what do you mean? What does that even mean? Like خوي بدسي خون به because it's my life, right? نازم أو كاتب بوشي أو نزور وابم تك استوانيم استشني anxious إيش بمشنك نازم هشتبم واملنا بس كاتي بوليش تك زور it was very stressful. همو emotional كانم خوي تشني بوا like brain fog. So yeah, my emotions were very heightened and it was not fun, but it could also be a blessing. It is a blessing. Now that I think about it, it's a very, very big blessing that control mania بسر دهاتوا. Control man habwa. We would be over. Because you never know what you need to happen to you. You never know how your life can affect everyone else and what needs to happen. You don't know anything. Humans, and this is including me because I'm talking about myself a human. Hero azanin, olain min hazm lawaya. That shiny, bright thing, it's whatever it is, if it's money, if it's cars, if it's comfort, if it's love, if it's whatever that is, we're like, I need that in the future. Only that. I need that right there. And we're stubborn, but we're like, we can't see what we need. We can't see what we need to develop as a human, as a character, as a personality, as whatever, right? We don't know. And it's honestly a blessing that I don't know. It's fun to look at it. Sure, it kind of makes me anxious when I'm thinking in a negative way and I'm having a bad day. But like, at the end of the day, I see it as a blessing that I don't have control over the future. Because I always say this when I, whatever you call it, when I say affirmations or when I pray or when I, meditate, whatever you do, ferbum, I don't say, I want this thing. I want this thing, I want that thing, I want this, I want that. Of course I say that, but I also say, لأخيرا, the things that I mentioned, أجر أنا ومن باشنين, take them away. Hashtag bashtrina for me, because I know أزانم كنا زانم but I know that the human brain is small and we don't know a lot of things and we don't know that what's good for us and what needs to happen. So at the end, I'm like, as a human, but thinking in a bigger way, take them away. Give that to me. And I have this thing where I know like Okasani Kaseri channel can kasi passion like not for freaking hours no one does that hyper especially right now. I just sit down and talk but when I talk about like God and praying and the universe and those things, like I try to stay away from that topic because this is what I think. Like the most personal thing ever, more personal than your name, is your connection to God, your connection to the universe, your connection to yourself and how you pray and how you practice that. Is so personal that I don't like talking about it that much. I'm such a thinker and that's one of the things I'm always thinking about. But I don't really like talking about it because it's so personal. And good, like the, thinking about the future. I feel like that was a coping mechanism for all the stress that I was going through. Like why تعامل ما كد لك الله مسترسة بيرم لدهات وكذا وشتكي تريش is also another coping mechanism that I feel like everyone has gone through or is going through. من لبوليشش دوای بوليشش, I feel like I experienced this more, is kind of trying to fit in as a coping mechanism of feeling lonely and feeling lost and feeling like you need to belong somewhere. ودوای بوليشش, I kind of felt lost. I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. I felt like, I don't know, I just felt empty, right? And reasonable. Reasonable to feel like that. It's okay. But the way I coped with it was I tried to fit in, which is honestly like the way I live. Trying to fit in is one of the most disrespectful things that I can do to myself. Going back to the topic of that could never be me. Like, why are you trying to fit in? Like, she's trying to fit in, right? I never understood that. Like, why are you trying to fit in? For who? Like, what are you trying to fit into? And also, what is this? Like, just be yourself, right? It's easy. But it's not. When you feel so lost and vulnerable and out of place, you try to fit in. At least for me, that's what I did. And the way I did it was, by appearance. I changed the way I dressed, or I did my makeup, or I did my hair. And estish, I love the clothes that I picked up. I'm always open for things. I'm always open for new styles, new outfits, new ways to do my makeup or hair, whatever it is, not even appearance. I'm always open. But it was like I picked up things that I never thought I would wear. Ever. And I still wear those things. More black. outfits, more bold makeup looks, straightening my hair or blow drying my hair. I still do that. But the intention behind it was not good and I didn't like it. And now I don't have that intention behind it when I do it. But also, these things will make me fit in and will make me feel more lovable and, more liked. And that was honestly so wrong of me, because as much as I love like trying new outfits and, I still love blow drying my hair and wearing like girly outfits. As much as I love that, I also love my curly hair and doing a simple makeup look and, baggy outfits. Because back then, like before Polydonzo on, I used to be such like a baggy jean girl, like a tomboy. I feel like that tomboy term is gonna get cancelled and I'm gonna get cancelled, but I don't know. Is it already cancelled? I don't know. I'm so sorry. Because I was like the baggy jean, big hoodie kind of girl. And I loved it. It felt so me. But then, like, دوي polydons, I used to be like, oh my god, I hate my curly hair. Because right now, trend away, freaking blowouts. That's the trend. So I have to fit in, right? I have to do it. And I still love that trend, but I don't do it to fit in. But I'm glad it happened. I went through it and now I understand how precious it is to be yourself and to cherish and to protect your true self, even if it's like your appearance and how you express yourself. It's so like that true part of me is so delicate and so like precious and not like innocent. I don't like calling things innocent, but it's fun, colorful, just me. It feels like me, and I hate to ever like hide that again and hate it again, right? For example, my curly hair, I feel so guilty for like hating on it for that long, and I still kind of have a love-hate relationship with my hair. I'm still trying to work it out because, my curly haired girls, the struggle, right? The struggle of trying to love your hair. It's hard. It's very hard. You can't trust your curly hair. جاريوها إيشنيا روجكي بطالها قشطة شويت يتدروا الحمام جوان وسطها curly كاني وسطها defined بجنبوتها لماعة أمي, and it's like beautiful curls and you're feeling yourself. And then روجكي تريت أتشيبو حفلك أتشيبو عيد ميلادك يعني رسمك جديد يعني شو زانم هشتبه شي تدرو وأتوي قج جوانبه like your hair needs to look good for that day, right? أتشي حمام يتدروا قج أوا وسطاوا كرلكاني أصلا ديارني نيوي قج خابوتو لبنوا and جوانا وسطاوا. What can you do about it? Nothing, right? You can straighten it. You have that option and you might. Like I can't trust my curly hair, but I'm trying to love it. Oily and I condition it with, conditioners, no shit. But like, I'm trying to love it more and and not just fitting in with looks, but also on the inside. I kind of got used to hating how shy I was, and I was trying so hard. I was forcing myself not to be shy. If you've met me in real life, you know that I'm more like I listen more, I'm more observant. I'm not a talker. I listen a lot more than I talk. And of course not with my like close childhood girl besties. I just have 2 of those. Probably 1. I'm not like that with those kind of people. Of course, I scream and shout and cry and, I'm loud in front of those people. But like people you meet, I listen more. I love listening to people. I don't like talking. I don't like talking to people that I've just met. I love listening to them and what they have to say. It's interesting to me. It's a surprise that I try to fit in that way too, like trying to force myself to be more outgoing and more, not just outgoing, but to talk more. Cause no one, like I wasn't raised in a household or in an environment of people كبيان وتبم like قصي زياتر بكيان زور بيضاني بوا بيضانيان زور قوشاقيري بوشويت وام بينوترا like ever. I grew up this way. I grew up listening more. I've always listened more, right? And that's how I am. I can't change it. If I try to change it, that's going against myself and my nature. It just doesn't come naturally to me, I guess. But I'm trying to, and I haven't done it. It's not a process that has come to an end. But I'm still trying to like own it. I'm trying to own that shyness, that, calm, quiet, observant me, because that's who I am, right? That's who I am. And I'm trying to make that part of me feel more comfortable and more loved, because she has been hated a lot by me. And topic لسر أونية بلي لاوازيو بهزي بنمونا يك لجورة كدانشة يك تنك قصبك بهز بيت يعني أو كسي كبيضان بيت لاوازا. It's a whole different topic. زور جاوزن أو دوشتا ومزاني من كسيكم يك تنك قصم بيه لبردم خلق دانيش يك نيقصاكم بس لبروي لوازم بيضان بوم بس كينا خم زور قصم بيه بس that's not the truth. Because I do YouTube ومزاني كسيكم زور قصم بيه. It's not like that. YouTube is so different. Like sitting in front of a camera and talking is so different from talking to other people. I don't really like talking in front of other people because I don't have much to say, and it's not like I don't think. I think a lot, but I just don't have anything to talk about, and I love listening to other people. It's so interesting to me, and I need to understand and believe that it's not weakness that I love listening to people. That's what I wanted to look at my purple socks. That's what I wanted to talk about. The future does not exist. The future is not real. If you're anxious about the future, it literally doesn't exist. We can never know the future. We're humans. We're small little creatures. We're not small little creatures. We're powerful creatures. But our mind is limited, right? Our mind is limited, and we can never visualize and see the future. And I believe in manifestation. Don't get me wrong. I genuinely believe in manifestation. Praying for what you want. Those things. It's easy, but it's not easy. Right? Does that make sense? Probably not. It's honestly a topic that I don't really think about a lot yet, like manifesting. I believe it, sure, but it's not something like Dananisham meditation kamblem. Oh my god, I'm gonna manifest $1 billion today, and I expect it to come by tomorrow. That's not how I manifest or use manifestation. Like going back to the beginning of the video where I said you're born with everything that you need. I believe that you are born with everything that, at least for me, I was born with everything that I need and everything that I was gonna manifest. Like even if I don't sit down and manifest what I want, I will get what I need. So, my belief in manifestation is honestly not the typical meditation for what you want. But we can talk about we can talk about that another day. Also, guys, look at my nails. So cute, right? I do my nails myself. There are so many weird Snapchat. There's a crumb on my lips. Do you guys see this? This is crazy. I have a mustache. Kind of look cute with a mustache. This is my favorite filter, guys. The robber mask filter. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. This was fun. Yeah. Okay.